Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Now let's get into the video. Hilary Duff has been on the news a lot lately, but the most recent reason why is somewhat heartwarmingly hilarious. In this video, we are taking a look at Hilary Duff's husband embarrassing her in front of her ex-boyfriend. Number 5. Blushing red. The entire story started when Hilary Duff decided to go to a restaurant with her husband and her daughter. During the dinner, it seemed like she had spotted her ex-boyfriend, and she must have told her husband about that. This is all a prediction based on what was filmed next. When Hilary told her husband about this, he immediately took out his phone and started filming. The video that was posted on TikTok, he said to the people that would later watch the video about what had happened prior to the filming. At this point, Hilary was already pretty embarrassed and wishing that she had never told him, but what he did next took her blushing to a whole new level.
Her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, is sitting at the restaurant near us, but she can't tell if it's him or not.
Number 4. Calling out for her ex. After informing the audience about Hilary's thinking, he loudly yelled the name Jason. Supposedly this was the name of her ex, and the proof of this thinking was written all over Hilary's face. As soon as he shouted his name, she told him to stop, but her husband didn't listen to her, and he shouted his name a second time. At this point, Hilary had had enough, and she even hid her face behind her own daughter's head. After shouting out the name, her husband even asked her whether the person she suspected of being her boyfriend was looking over at them. She slightly shook her head, but it wasn't clear whether she was saying he hadn't looked at them or whether she wasn't willing to answer. She was too embarrassed to do anything other than play with her daughter's hair. This was one of the most hilarious moments that her husband has posted online, and goes to show that even though he teases her, the love they have is still there.
Jason.
Please stop.
Jason. Is it him? Is he looking?
Number 3. Relationship goals.
And then third time was a charm. And we were like, hey, we should probably make a baby. And then we did, and...
This short video was just a teaser of the relationship that the two of them have in real life. They once sat down for an interview and described their feelings for one another. They also laid out the facts surrounding their relationship and how it all came to be. They admitted in the interview that they had broken up a few times prior to being committed to one another, but for one reason or another, they had just found themselves back together. They even touched on the subject of having kids and starting a family. Hilary and her husband, Matthew Coma, have 2 kids with one another, named Banks and May. Prior to this, Hilary was married to Mike, with whom she also had a kid. They also brought up that subject and said that Matthew got along really well with her first son. The whole interview was such a heartwarming display of 2 people showing affection toward one another.
I think we knew we just had to be together because we tried a bunch of times to be apart and it didn't work out for either one of us. To be like, I'm gonna have 2 teenage girls. Holy shit. Like, how am I gonna do that?
Number 2. Getting married.
My brilliant stylist. She knew I didn't want a very big dress, but I wanted a statement dress.
One of the best things that have happened to Hilary Duff is her relationship with Matthew. From any angle you see them, it is clear that the two of them just get one another, and she recently revealed that he was the one that convinced her to get married again. She said in an interview that after her prior marriage had ended, she didn't really want to get married again. The thing that changed her mind was that after she had her second child, the way Matthew loved her and treated her was more than enough to convince her to get locked into a relationship with him. Matthew then surprised her with a ring that she described as beautiful. Interestingly, the two of them got married in 2019, and that too in December. She even brought up the pandemic and said that they narrowly avoided having to deal with that during their wedding.
And I feel like it's everything that I dreamed of. The shoulders.
Number 1. Her new show.
To live in the moment in 2022, there was always someplace else you could be, someone else you could be with.
Aside from getting teased by her husband in the restaurant, there is another exciting thing that is happening in her life. Her new show titled How I Met Your Father has just started airing, and she plays the lead role in that show. If the name of that sounds a bit familiar, well, there's a good reason for that. It is a fresh take on the previously mega popular show How I Met Your Mother. That show ended in 2014, and ever since then, fans have been demanding a spin-off or a new take on the show, and now they have had their desires fulfilled. Let's see how far this show goes and whether or not it can be compared to the one it's based on.
Might sound crazy, but I've been on 87 Tinder dates this year. My last date was the worst one yet.
These were some of the details of Hilary getting embarrassed by her husband. A little teasing is nothing serious and goes to show that even coming across an ex isn't a deal breaker for them. That brings us to the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you don't miss out on future videos. If you enjoyed the content, then do leave a like. So until next time, take care and goodbye!